This is a ritual performed by the Bobohizans at every annual harvest festival to give thanks to a rice spirit called the Bambarayon for a bountiful harvest. According to the traditions of the Kadazandusun community in Sabah, Malaysia, only Bobohizans or shamans can perform this ritual, which requires a choir of chants over an age-old melody to transform words of mantras called rinaits into prayers, which is offered to the divine. Now, these prayers have begun to evolve into a contemporary style that gives a new meaning to young generations of Sabahan through a unique art form and elements widely accepted by a worldwide audience. This is possible because of the innovation of one young man who embarked on a journey to introduce his talents to the world. Hi, my name is Andrew Ambrose and I'm a professional club DJ spinning in a lot of clubs in Kuala Lumpur. I've been doing this kind of job for the past 7 years, and it was 7 years ago that I left my hometown, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, to be here in Kuala Lumpur. I realized being a DJ here in KL for a very long time that I have to go back to my tribal roots and do something about it. I want to learn from them. I want to know more about the music, the culture and the heritage. And out of that knowledge, I want to make hip-hop tribal music. And I want to make this dream into a reality. Yeah, the tribal general is back again for 2012, y'all. It's your boy Atama Katama. This time alongside a veteran man, Peter Dikali. Indigenous peoples in Sabah, East Malaysia, are gifted with great talents for music. And it's no wonder why there's a lively recording industry catering to a captive market of local music. Today, I'm hanging out with Peter Dikili, a veteran local singer who is active in our music scene. Recently, we worked together to produce a single entitled Mombit Kombit Kamatan.
You need a funky bass line and you need a good drum loop.
A remix of an old school original track. Here at the Gaya Street Market, you can find retail CDs and cassettes of local recording artists.
One of the oldest recording artists is this guy, Francis Landong. Another guy, which is very popular sekarang, is this guy, George Lian. So these are the generation of the newer Kadazandusun singers. I cannot find the music instruments that I'm looking for. However, I found some replica. It's not a music instrument.
Belakang dia ada dua lubang kan?
It doesn't have the holes. See? This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for music instruments that you can play, not the ones for replica for sale. But this is good.
Taiwan have the same instrument. bigger one.
Definitely this one. I can make a sample out of this. This is a sampoton, a traditional music instrument. It's a mouth organ made out of bamboo and gourd. The underlying of the music that I'm gonna make is the traditional melodies. It's gonna have instruments like the flute, the suling, and the sampoton, but it's gonna be hip hop. It's gonna be hip hop. It's gonna be R&B. It's gonna be electro, and definitely the sweet melody is gonna come from the flute. So I think, yeah, I got it. I have the idea already. I know what I want to do. So you just wait and see, man. Today, I'm taking you to meet two influential people who have contributed so much to traditional music in Sabah. One of them is Ambrose Moody, who's also my father. He is a music scholar, singer-songwriter, and a recording artist of the 60s. Today, Ambrose Moody is a traditional music master. The other is Thaddeus Ongkobong. He's a master sampoton maker from Tikolod, Tambunan. Now, I have the privilege of watching both of them jamming on the sampoton. After observing them play the sampoton, I essentially have a vision for how the instruments will feature in my music. I have formed the shell casing, but still something is missing. It's the one last ingredient that I need, and that ingredient is called the Sisindion. What is the Magavaw and the Sisindion?
Magavaw is a form of music and ritual and something to do with praying for something. And Sisindion is a form of traditional singing. It's like something like the pantun in Malay.
What type of melodies do they sing? It's like it's unheard of. I don't hear like any pentatonic scale or any Western scale. You know, it's just like singing environment. It's like chanting.
Yeah. It's very traditional. Maybe the appropriate word is very ethnic. Ethnic, different from the others.
If what do you think the response of everyone if I do something with this spiritual songs? Do you think they will oppose it?
I don't know. I don't think they will oppose it, but if presented in a formal manner, so to speak, and I think it should be okay because Magavaw is
sacred.
It's traditional, and our inheritance. So nobody should stop you from making use of this Magavaw lah.
Okay. After doing some fact-finding, I discovered that the art of the Sisindion is very hard to find. Someone told me it's already extinct. Others say they've never heard of it. So at this point, I feel sad, not able to see it because it's rarely performed today. I fear that I've lost another traditional knowledge and expression along with many olden days practices only to be seen in pictures. I woke up today with a smile on my face after feeling gloomy about the Sisindion and how lost it's been. Nevertheless, I'm positive that today I'll discover something great. So off I go to the Kadazan heartland of Pinampang to look for music. Every Thursday they have this, it's called a tamu. Tamu is a place where it's a community market, so the folks from all over the town, all over the district of Pinampang, they come and bring their goods. This is all vegetable stuff, but inside there is where I hope to find all the traditional music instruments. They normally have it. I was told that they're here. Let's have a look anyway. Here at the Tamu Donggongon, I'm chatting with Kadazan folks about their traditional music from the district who might just know where I can find the Sisindion. And true enough, I get the information I've been looking for. I'm thrilled to find that there is one group that still practices the traditional customs and even teaches young people about the ways of the Bobohizans. I'm so anxious to meet them, but just before that, I must not waste this opportunity to jam with Tagong warriors. After jamming with the gong band, I set up a meeting with the local group, and now I'm off to meet them. And hopefully, I can see the Sisindion.
I got your call and I'm so happy that you were able to come and join us.
Yeah, I almost lost my way because I'm not familiar with KK, but I haven't been back in a long time, kan?
Atukoy! My prayers were answered this evening. Not only was it an eye-opening experience to see the Bobohizans live in action, I actually recorded the whole Magavaw ritual. It's performed in 3 parts. Part 1, the Rinait's lullaby, the chanting, and the traditional dancing. Now this ritual gave me the goosebumps because I felt a strong presence of spirits all around us tonight. So the experience definitely moves me to feel contented to know that I'm on the right track. I'm at the right place and it's the right time to make music. The feeling is great. It's like falling in love again, just like the first crush. It's the sweetest. Even though the first album was a success, but the joy was short-lived. Barely a year since releasing my Trouble Roots album, I received criticisms and condemnation. Among them were politicians and conservatives. They must have imagined that my music would destroy the core traditional values. I think that left them with a bad taste in their own mouths. I don't blame them really. I felt sorry for them. They didn't see the challenge of keeping our traditional ways alive and customs alive in the age of Facebook. They weren't prepared for the generational shift. So I'm left with a question: why weren't there concerted efforts to teach the younger generation of the traditional ways? So that's how I got involved with the indigenous people's struggles for self-determination. In 2012, I traveled to New York to attend the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues for the very first time.
Ini tanah kita.
Held at the United Nations headquarters, This annual forum is a place where global indigenous issues are discussed. This is the place to speak about Sabah's indigenous people's concerns and also my exclusive chance to expose my music to a global audience here in the United Nations. To my absolute surprise, my music was instantaneously celebrated and accepted. Unlike back home, there were no criticisms, only high commendations.
Hi, I'm Billy Caldwell. I'm a DJ. I DJ at various clubs all over the world, but mainly now in New York. Atama, who is somebody that has absolutely just blown me away with his passion, his desire to do good, to spread the message, to raise awareness for his people, but doing it in a completely unique and original way by using hip-hop music, and but really good hip-hop music. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing, and I'm a fan. I'm going to be spreading the word about his music. Thank you so much for your music and the messages tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all again next year. Thank you.
It feels really good to be recognized and approved by the global community.
You want to continue? You say yeah. Give it up for Atama Katama coming to the stage. Please, everybody, clap, 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 clap.
Aku berkorona to all my topinais, my odu, my akis, my inais and my mais. To the tanak wagu sipping on tapai from Dabata to Kampung Marabahai. I've been gone for quite a long time. Them haters make a fuss like I made some crime. But it's payback time with this fresh dope rhyme. The Sumazo hip hop is coming up to the prime, but this time I'm heading international. I spin boomerang like the Aboriginal. I fight for indigenous rights made equal, non-stop like a Predator sequel. Flowing like the rhythms of the Tabasan, like the Muruts, Dusun Bajo and Kadazans. Atukoy! This place is so good. Do that Sumazo cause you know you could. I later took part in a poetry slam at the world-famous Nuyorican Poets Cafe and won it with the lyrics of my songs, adding this to another milestone of my achievements.
Give it up for Atama, please, everybody. Yeah! Clap, clap to bring this boy back to the stage. Please clap. Yes! Clap for Atama. Woo! You are the winner. You know, thank you very much. You know, you went to the United Nations, you kicked some truth, you came, you rocked with us, and you won. That is fantastic. Give it up for your winner right here, please, everybody.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Sam Kutesa, President of the General Assembly.
In 2013, I joined Pakos Trust, a community development organization in Sabah, working as the International Relations Coordinator.
Kopi Sanangani, Sabah, Malaysia.
My job is to advance the rights of indigenous peoples of Sabah through various United Nations mechanisms. Getting into the United Nations Forum of Indigenous Issues, I have managed to make an intervention against WIPO. WIPO is the World Intellectual Property Organizations, and my intervention to WIPO is that they must respect indigenous people, they must respect the traditional and cultural expressions, especially intellectual properties of indigenous people, because back in Sabah, I was once being taken to court because of intellectual property, and I am an indigenous people, and now through this work that I've done here, I am able to have more knowledge. I'm currently the United Nations Indigenous Youth Coordinator for Asia.
So this Atama coming to you live from the United Nations General Assembly, saying peace to all you guys. Long live indigenous peoples worldwide, baby.
While in New York, the Malaysian Association of America invited me to perform for their annual dinner at Flushing's in Queens, so I played the sompoton and I gave a performance of Sumazang.
Very simple. We move our feet and we spring our feet like this. Okay?
似佢哋咁樣彈跳下啦。
彈跳下。And then our hands will have to move like a bat.
You better ask somebody, shake your body.
I can proudly say that wherever I go, I bring my music along to perform on the stage from Norway, Thailand, Bali, Philippines, to Korea, Hong Kong, Geneva, and New York.
Check. Oh yeah.
What I've learned through all this is that the Sisindion is unique to every poet or messenger because every original rapper has their own style and skills. Sisindion is the driving force for me to transform words into messages and messages into energy. Like the Babuhizan, who is handpicked to master traditional knowledge and possess the ability to transform words into rinaits of living prayers to the divine, this requires great dedication and an unbreakable spirit to keep our culture alive so it can be passed down.
Janganlah kasih pupus ini. Kita punya culture, kita punya kebudayaan apa semua itu teruskanlah.
For me, I like to think that what I'm doing here benefits the lost generation who embrace the modern lifestyle and have lost their tribal roots. I pray that through the beats and messages of my work of art, it will inspire them to find their own tribal roots so they can ensure our Kadazandusun culture and inheritance can withstand the test of time.
That was wonderful. Wow. Alawa Papio.
You guys who's traveled from your place to come out here, this is a song for you. Turn up. Hey, mansa woku, aku kata mamuli, ito godo karudu. Jalan dorakan tinduk, ngomong di kombit doho, masuk bulian. Onua iya hapanya saya. Yeah. Hey, semua saya. Hey, aman. It's a new thing that I say, make you wanna jump up to the ceiling. To figure out all the